What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live for Geeks and Gamers Daily. It's June. Happy J Pride Month. We're here. The first Geeks and Gamers Daily of June. So exciting, Jay. So exciting. How are you doing?
I just got back from Dallas. What an amazing Fan Expo. Seeing just a lot of Geeks and Gamer fans out there. Repping the merch, seeing a lot of 199 shirts, your favorite, Ryan. Out there. Come meet me at the booth. Gave me a lot of gifts. That was pretty amazing as well. A lot of people asking for you too, Ryan. And somebody even said that they need to put a petition in to have a Jay and Ryan only panel to talk about Geeks and Gamers Daily. I'm sure it'll be packed with thousands of people if it ever happened. But got to hang out with some cool people out there. James Arnold Taylor was at the booth as well. Gary, Ripa, all of them, and it was a lot of fun. Star Wars Theory showed up, and we just had a lot of laughs and good times. And then I did a kind of like a fan meetup. Was the only one to show up as part of the G&G crew because nobody else was there, but it had stuff going on. And went to this place, had a great food. It was nice. It was like outdoor seating. It was perfect. I loved every moment of it. So had a great time. I did get lost in Dallas trying to walk back to because I refused to take an Uber. So everything was kind of central location. So I was like walking around Dallas, and then I came across the Greyhound bus stop. That's not a good area, man. Like, I don't know what it is about Greyhound bus stops in cities. They're just, it wasn't the greatest. Some guy kept asking me to use my phone. Like, hey, man, I got to make a call. Can I use your phone? And I just kept walking like I didn't speak English or understand what he was saying. He kind of like walked with me a little bit. He's like, please, man, I got to call someone. And I was like, I just acted like I was the only one there. A couple people asked for money.
Yeah, I think the rule is if the guy looks like he can outrun you, probably don't give him your phone.
Yeah.
You know,
most people can outrun me. So
yeah, this should probably be the standard. Like if he could just take that shit and take off, probably not.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was just like asking I was like, yeah, I had to call someone to pick him up. So sorry, buddy, if you're watching. Sorry, I just didn't feel comfortable.
If that motherfucker don't have a phone, you think he's fucking watching Geeks and Gamers Daily right now?
Maybe.
Somehow I doubt it. Maybe we invite him to our panel that we do someday, Jay. But there is no way anyone would want to fucking watch a Geeks and Gamers Daily panel with Ryan and Jay. We have enough trouble trying to figure out what to talk about on this show. Let alone
we talk about the behind the scenes shenanigans, man. The behind the scenes. The whole 5 minutes.
There ain't anything. There is nothing to talk about.
This is the normal behind the scenes. Hey, man, what's up? Hey, what's up? Did you see the title? Yeah. All right, cool.
He's like, hey, I sent you this one thing. I was like, oh, yeah, I saw that. He's like, what about that thing? I'm like, oh, I didn't see that. What is that? Okay, yeah, I got it.
That's about it. That's about it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we're a well-oiled machine, man. Things are running smooth now. Everything's working out.
I can only imagine how it is from like your perspective, because you send me like a couple things, right? You're like, hey, I saw this random tweet, this random story, whatever. I don't fucking answer any of them.
I know.
And you just have to wait until about an hour before the show to see me make the stream and see what the title is. So you're like, okay, that's what we're talking about. All right, got it.
But it's like I know what's going, like, it's kind of the flow of things. You learn, you adapt, you grow, But anyway, shout out to all the good folks that came out to the Dallas Fan Expo just to say hey. It was awesome. I really enjoyed myself.
Yeah, it just wasn't in the cards for me to be able to get there this year, but those are always fun. So hopefully get to do it again soon.
Yeah, it was cool. It's cool. Now we're back.
Sandstorm. Can anyone please tell me if Jay's on daily today?
I am.
It
was a thing in my early live stream. Sorry, you might get a lot of super chats asking if I'm on daily today. Let's hope not.
Can't wait. Alex McCarthy for 2. It's Monjay. Enter code RK Outpost or Drunk 3PO for Meta PCs. Shout out, Alex.
Get that Meta.
Go check out Meta PCs. Link in the description. Chris Coran for 2 is Jay on Daily today.
Yes.
Long and Distinguished with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Long and Distinguished. What do you think of when you think of Long and Distinguished?
Like a bold chin. You know? Like a little distinguished jawline chin. Kind of hangs down like Johnny Bravo.
I think of one of those long like wiener dogs at the dog shows who are like really fucking fancy, and you know they're not like running around like a crazy normal dog would. They're like they stand very still. You know, that's what when I think of Long and Distinguished, I think of a wiener dog. But I don't know. The chat for 2. Long intro plays, then it's the next day's show. You could consider this like somebody says a wiener dog with a monocle. Yeah, exactly. Just a fancy wiener dog, bro.
Like the Peanut Man.
A long and distinguished dog. I don't know why that's what comes to mind when I say long and distinguished.
The Monopoly guy, wiener dog edition.
Pretty much. A dachshund. But maybe the ones that actually have fur, not like the ones that are like really short fur, the ones that have a little bit of fur on them. You're just fucking fancy as shit. You know, they think they're better than everybody. But you can have back problems. You weren't made. Dogs aren't supposed to look like that. You fuck. You're gonna be running around in a wheelchair.
Yeah, it's different.
Godzilla's Greaser Jay, it was great to see you again. Remember to bring Jeremy down to Dallas next year. Ryan, don't be like Jeremy on this.
Hopefully next year we can get the whole crew out there. It was great to see you too, man. It was awesome. Had a lot of fun. People gave me a lot of cool gifts, man. Comic books and stuff. I love it. Someone gave me like a Transformer #1 Raw edition. I was like, that was impressive. So thank you.
Very cool.
I love it.
Black Kane for 2 is Jay on Daily today. He is Black Kane.
I am. Thank you.
Happy J Pride Month, says Orangutan. Jokes aside, much love. Hail in 2 whole years with the 199. 2 whole years.
I am happy, so maybe that's gay. I don't know. Kind of means the same thing. The freak, man.
Sola Felix, Jay didn't tell us on Welcome to the Rebellion that he was on Daily.
Bro, I put it in the freaking banner because somebody in my chat kept spamming, hey, man, I got to go, but are you going to be on Daily? I got to go. Are you going to be on Daily? And I was like, I'll put it in the freaking banner, and just turned into whatever this is.
I can Alice on Rumble. Jay, are you on Daily today? The Mass Marvel for 2. Jay's on Daily. I did not know this. I'm finding this out now for the first time.
A lot of that's your fault. Oh my God. Really, guys?
The chat. Now I'm not sure. Is Jay really on Daily? Hot Sauce for 199. I'd be Jay's designated runner. Force Geek. Jay got to step up his Battlefront 2 game. When are you joining Battlefront 2 streams, Ryan?
I am terrible at that game.
I mean, maybe at some point. I don't really like Battlefront 2, just being honest. I don't like the game. But also, I can't really, like, when the fucking notice goes out like a couple hours before they're supposed to do the stream, I got other shit I have scheduled and other things that I'm already like committed to doing during my day, where I can't just be like, yeah, I'll go do that. I got to know beforehand. I got to be able to plan shit out.
Yeah, I respect it.
The chat. I'm doubting Jay's on Daily.
I'll be here tomorrow too, just so y'all know.
1992 space movie. I wonder if Ryan's going to be on Daily today. Also, since it's Pride Month, everybody should watch a space movie from 1992. That's true. That has representation.
Does it?
I mean, just look at the title. Tobias Nexus for 10. Looking at my stream history and what Sophie told me she put for the G&G Discord for my last stream, I'm wondering if I should put the furry Ryan manages to tolerate rather than Red Fox plays for them.
Anytime you could put RK Outpost in your title, you'll generate a great group of people to show up. Trust me.
It doesn't work for me, so I don't know why it would work for anybody else. But maybe that's the case.
I did a video like a few years ago when you were roasting the freaking Muppets, like Elmo and everything. And I remember people in the comment section, they're like, I can't believe you're friends with that guy. Like, that guy's horrible. He's the worst part of the internet. And you're friends and laughing with him? I was like, y'all didn't know?
Yeah, I think I told Elmo to like go fuck himself because he was asking you to get the jab or something.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't remember. I didn't know if it was that or the Assassin's Creed Sisterhood.
It was the jab.
Video.
It was hilarious. Because then like Big Bird chimed in and all them.
Hey, fuck you, Big Bird. Sesame Street put out a nice gay pride post.
Yeah.
For everybody. But it is Gay Pride Month or whatever June is. Despite, I feel like I haven't seen as much as we normally do for gay pride shit in June. However, we should celebrate at least a little bit, Jay. How fitting was it that on Gay Pride Month, basically right as it started, we found out that Black Gay Doctor Who is dead. Happy Pride Month, everybody. Black Gay Doctor Who, who's been bragging about being Black Gay Doctor Who the BBC pushed as Black Gay Doctor Who and was a complete ratings failure. Black Gay Doctor Who is, in fact, dead. It's over.
Can I ask
Doctor Who no more. Ncuti Gatwa regenerates in season 2 finale. Now, Jay, I know you're a big Doctor Who fan. In fact, before the stream started, you said, I don't know anything about Dr. Hill. Those were your exact words. I don't know anything about Dr. Hill.
That's right.
All you need to know, Jay, is that Doctor Who, like so many franchises that have lasted for decades and decades, has also been destroyed over the last several years. When they brought the female doctor, Jodie Whittaker, and it was a massive virtue signal to do that, that saw ratings decline. When she finally left, they decided, you know what? Why don't we double down? That wasn't progressive enough to have the doctor be a woman for the first time. We need to make him black and gay, and we need to brag about it the entire time. Well, you saw the worst ratings in like the 60-year history of this show occur with Black Gay Doctor Who, with seemingly every episode focused on shitting all over the fans of this longtime franchise. Everything was part of the message. Everything was a virtue signal. And despite Ncuti Gatwa just a few months ago talking about how excited they were for the next season and stuff like this and getting ready to film, turns out that all the rumors about him being done and being axed and being out, turns out all of those are reality. I did want to show you a little bit, though, Jay, about, you know, how this happened. This probably, he's wearing a dress, by the way.
Dr. Hill
is wearing a dress. But this is his regeneration scene. I want to show you just a couple parts of it.
I'm never alone with you.
What?
Joy to the world!
Wait, what? He's never alone? Who's he talking to?
It's been an absolute joy.
This has been an absolute joy.
And now he's being regenerated, which means that there's a new doctor, right? But it's who it was that was shocking for some people. Now, it's fitting that he was already wearing a dress to be regenerated into another woman. Now, Jay, this actress' name is Billie Piper. She was a Doctor Who companion, I feel like 20 years ago. And, you know, some people loved her as a companion, but the idea of a companion becoming potentially the next Doctor Who is something that a lot of Doctor Who fans are not super happy with. But here's her introduction.
Hello.
End scene. And I saw Gary post this. Congratulations to the BBC, Disney, and Russell T. Davies on your flawless victory. You've lost more viewers and money than we could have thought possible. We talk about the state of Star Wars and a lot of these other franchises. I could not imagine being a massive Doctor Who fan and how you would feel after the past decade. Because as bad as these things have been, there's an argument to be made that what's happened to Doctor Who is quite possibly much, much worse. But I thought it was very appropriate for them to do this to kick off June, to kick off Gay Pride Month, to fire, let go, gay black Doctor Who. Congratulations, BBC.
Do you think they originally were planning on just keeping him around a lot longer, and because the ratings were just so bad, at least from what I've seen, they just were like, if we don't move on now, there'll be nothing left of this IP being smashed into the ground.
Well, look, in October of 2024, Ncuti Gat was on the Graham Norton show saying he was going to be filming another series of Doctor Who next year.
Okay, yeah.
And now here we are. And he says, well, it was always part of the plan. I never, he talks about like, when you factor in the fatigue and I'm tired and shit like that, which is wild, first of all.
What?
Like, look at this. It was always the plan to do this amount of seasons, despite you saying you were looking forward to filming again this year, right? It was always the plan to do this amount of seasons because it's a role that demands a lot of you, physically and emotionally and mentally. The actors playing the Doctor are only actors playing the Doctor. Unfortunately, we're mere mortals. I would love to have the energy and the youth to be able to do this full time for the rest of my life, but my knees are telling me it's time. Now,
what?
From somebody I saw in the chat the other day, maybe his knees are killing him because he's constantly fucking on his knees based on his lifestyle and proclivities. But do you know how old this guy is, Jay?
I couldn't even guess.
Well, he's talking. You'd think he's fucking 50.
Yeah.
He's 32.
Ah.
Like, come on, bro.
What a stupid excuse that is.
Yeah. I would love to have the youth. You're 32. Like, shut the fuck up. Obviously, things didn't go as planned. Obviously, it's been a disaster for the BBC. And Disney got involved with the distribution of Doctor Who. They pumped $100 million into this. Actually, more than $100 million. I think it was £100 million into this project. So it's another massive failure for them.
Wow. I had no idea Disney was involved in any of this stuff. I've never seen a single episode. Sorry. It just wasn't really my thing. I do hear people saying like to go back and watch some of the early seasons that they're quite enjoyable. So way back when, but yeah, good on you guys for canceling a gay guy on Pride Month. It shows that you really care.
Somebody said something like 32 is actually 55 in gay years or something.
Maybe. Who knows?
But yeah, goodbye. It means I'm not going to be able to make any more videos titled Black Gay Doctor Who Ratings Disaster. Which is kind of
now it'll be about a woman. Maybe the woman will have ratings disasters. Then it could be female. Has there been a female Doctor Who before?
Yes, there was one right before Black Gay Doctor Who, and it was a nightmare. Before Black Gay Doctor Who, it was the lowest ratings in history.
Perfect.
She returned temporarily in this finale to be like, Ncuti Gat was like, I'm the best doctor ever. And she's like, the best male doctor, maybe. Saying that she's the best doctor ever.
Great. Sounds like something I really want to watch.
It ain't a show for me.
Anyway, you mind if I transition?
It is June.
That's right. We got some interesting news coming out of Universal Studios. We know it's just June, but they're already planning their Halloween Horror Nights. That's something that Ryan is very excited about. He loves Halloween Horror Nights. I love Halloween Horror Nights, and they already announced something. We don't know what it is, but it's something, and a lot of people are excited because they have announced finally, people have been begging and screaming for Five Nights at Freddy. Now, they haven't said that this is a haunted house, because of the big rumor out there is that they're actually going to create the pizza parlor where you can go and sit and have food. Because if you don't know anything about Five Nights at Freddy, it's kind of like Chuck E. Cheese play. It's an older game. Markiplier was big into playing that. You got to sneak around without one of these metal robots coming alive and killing you. So there's people saying that they're going to reconstruct an area where it's actually the place where you can sit down and eat, and it will have a horror effect, like the lights going off or the giant robots showing up or things like that. So we're gonna wait and see what the announcement is, but a pretty early announcement for Halloween Horror Nights. Usually we don't start getting stuff till July. So in June, they came out with a banger. Even a haunted house would be pretty creepy, I'd say. Or maybe they're just going to do both. To get into the restaurant, you got to go through a small haunted house. Have you seen anything about the games or anything like that, Ryan? Did you even see the film? I thought the movie was excellent.
I did see the movie.
Part 2 is coming out, so
I've never played the game. I've seen a lot of gameplay of it and seen a lot of people make videos about it and stuff like that. But I've never played the game myself. I thought the movie was solid for what it was, for somebody that doesn't really like care about like the game or the franchise in general. It will be interesting to see what they do. Will it be a full haunted house? Will it just be some sort of themed restaurant or whatever it could be? It is massively popular.
Yes.
So could be good. I'm looking forward to Halloween Horror Nights. It's fun, man. I like going there, just walk. I'll do one day where I'll be like, all right, we're going to do all the haunted houses, do all of that stuff. And then other than that, I just kind of just like to walk around. The vibes are fun.
Trying the food,
good drinks, food. Yeah. All that stuff.
I'm waiting for the announcement, but Five Nights at Freddy Part 2 is also releasing later this year. So maybe it's just going to be a massive promo for Part 2. But anyway, I'm excited about this. I think this is going to be pretty awesome. So
I want them to do another Stranger Things house. But I don't think it's probably very realistic for them to do another Stranger Things house this year, because season 5 doesn't release until later. That came out as well. The Stranger Things release schedule and a little teaser trailer. But Five Nights at Freddy's Horror Nights, let's do it.
Bro, I love the Halloween house though, the way they recreated the first movie, and it wasn't that last year, and you had to walk through it all the way into the house, upstairs, and through the closet.
Yeah,
that was with Michael Myers. That was freaking awesome, man. Like walking, just the way they recreated the entire first movie, from the outside, like just the different scenes of him staring at you through the shrubbery and stuff like that. It was so cool. So I love it. Can't wait. And it's gonna start in August this year. Halloween Horror Nights is gonna kick off in August.
What? Really?
Yeah. Early. So from what we're hearing, the first weekend in August could be the first Halloween Horror Nights.
That's too early.
August, September, October, ending in the first weekend of November. Usually what they do. So
that's too early.
Hey man, I remember back in the day it was just the month of October. Now look where we are.
It's popular, man.
Yeah, very popular.
If they do that and they're able to spread out the
crowds,
they're able to spread out more of that crowd, it could be a good thing, because shit, dude, some of those nights are so packed.
It's crazy. Yeah, if you don't have a fast pass, you're looking at doing 2 houses, and that's your night.
Yeah. And that's not fun. So
5 or 6 hours. So
yeah, but I did see Stranger Things, the final season. I saw somebody said I'm pissed about the Stranger Things release schedule. I actually kind of like they're doing that, and they're going to get it out all pretty quickly. So we had heard that it'll be broken up into 3 parts, and it will. However, they're all releasing within about a month plus. Looks like the first part 1 is coming out around Thanksgiving. Second part is on Christmas, and the third part is New Year's Day. I think
they're doing it like Cobra Kai.
Well, they're doing Cobra Kai, except Cobra Kai was way more spread out.
Yeah.
So that's all basically within a month-ish and surrounding some pretty big holidays. So it's not too long between them. So it gives time for people to watch it, get excited, talk about it, let it simmer a little bit, and then boom, next one drops. I think it's going to be massive.
Yo, can I share some breaking, maybe fake news.
Sure.
I just wanted to get your permission. This was just posted. It says Warner Brothers executives tried to push for a standalone Henry Cavill Superman film before James Gunn was hired. Michael Bay was eyed to direct. This, according to, though, The Wrap. I don't know. I don't know if The Wrap would have they got that information. Michael Bay Henry Cavill Superman film? Does that sound appealing?
I've never heard of the Michael Bay being directed part. I mean, the Wrap is a massive fucking site.
Yeah.
I like the story in and of without the Michael Bay element towards it. I totally believe that Warner Brothers executives were trying to do that. Look, they fucking brought Henry Cavill back in Black Adam.
Yeah.
They wanted to do more things with Henry Cavill. So this story, the little we know about it here, 100% makes sense. The Michael Bay thing, that's a little like I don't know if I would have predicted that, but I would have been willing to fucking watch it with Henry Cavill.
That would have been a Michael Bay Superman film. Like just quick action scenes nonstop.
Yeah, I'm good with it. I mean, I like some
Interesting.
Michael Bay stuff.
Anyway, I didn't mean to mess up your flow. I just saw that and I'm like, Michael Bay Superman. Oh, well, we'll never know. We'll never know what it's like. We were robbed. We were robbed.
All right, let me catch up where we are here. Logan Johnson, happy Veterans Month, boys. Hail the 199 in chat. Jay, congrats again for Saints and Sinners. Fantastic, brother. Can't wait to read them all.
I appreciate it. Still for sale, probably for another month. And I think you guys are going to absolutely love the stories. The Drinker, Mauler, as myself. Something different.
Very cool. Bad Fish for 2. I'm just here for the door giveaway. Oh, hi, Jay. I ain't giving away doors. Black Kane at Grok is Jay on Daily tomorrow.
What did Grok say?
The chat. Wait, Ryan is here? I'm so confused. Elite Neo, Yoda. Jay, on Daily you are?
I am. And tomorrow.
But as a 199 member, I've never seen G&G offer games with members. Is this a dead perk? Yeah, talk to Jeremy about that. I think that we do that over on locals now.
Yes.
I think that's where that happens, but I'm not 1,000% sure. I know there was problems with it because they were supposed to do Battlefront with members on the other day, but locals was down for some maintenance or something. I don't know. Sebastian Hoyes for 2. Ryan, stop being homophonic. Somebody fucking called me a racist and a homophone on my stream yesterday.
Homophone?
So, yeah.
Really?
Like one of those old school fucking audio devices, you know? Mikey likes it. I'm never alone with you. Joy to the 199. Looks like a bunch of upset Who fans touch grass. It's Dark Knight Rider. Cole Hauser, if I ever turn white, I want to turn into Ryan.
It's a good goal. He's pretty happy.
I would set your sights a little higher, but hey. Raptor Kratos for 10. So day 1 of June, after I had to get out of the first thing I saw was a midget in booty shorts and a cowboy hat. Keep in mind, I work at Disney Springs.
Oh, wow.
Midget in booty shorts and a cowboy hat. Hopefully it was a female.
At Disney Springs.
Very. Hey, Jay, are you on Daily today?
And tomorrow.
Jay, Shooty, and I are in the jacuzzi. Come join us.
I got to work.
Cole Hauser, if Ryan turns into me, he will be packing. Thanks, Cole Hauser.
What does that mean?
I'm going to say he's talking about a gun. Crispy Nokin. Hail all, since it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, it's a reminder to take care of yourself physically and mentally. Take a swig, hashtag be a man. Thanks, Crispy Noken. Keanu on wanting to do Wick 5. My heart does, but I don't know if my knees can do it. Shooty Gatwa just fucking shamelessly stole that. Keanu's 60. Yeah. I like Keanu a little more. Cole Hauser of Michael Bay can do it 13 hours style.
Did Transformers, huh?
Cosmic Thunder. Did Horror Nights a couple years ago with my family. Was on a Make-A-Wish trip for my little brother. We had a Golden Express pass from that let us go straight into all the houses.
That's how it's done.
You got the VIP treatment there.
Yeah, that's how it's done.
You got the VIP treatment, which is awesome. Ike and Alice for 2. In about 10 years, they'll have extended it so early we're starting Halloween in October and Christmas after Thanksgiving. That we're back to that. Yeah, you started all a year early. Maybe, Ike and Alice. B. Barrett for 2. Yesterday, our Sunday school teacher was telling a few stories when he served on a mission in Brazil. After class, one lady asked if he heard a singer named Dan Vasc. No surprise that she's old. Logan Johnson, Ryan, did you and Vera kiss and make up yet about the soup debate?
Did you guys have a fight? You had a fight about soup?
I mean, it was more like I was just flabbergasted that anyone could try to seriously argue and like try to say that cereal is soup. It's obviously not.
What? That's what she said?
Yeah. See, now you understand the predicament and why I was so like, it was just a big conundrum. It got clipped, I think, out on G&G Clips.
Of course.
Picture of me looking stupid with a bowl of cereal in front of my face. But no, we have kissed. We did not make up, however. So we're still mad at each other.
There you go.
Steel leg of history. Sea of Thieves are pushing the gay message, Jay.
So is every major sports team, apparently. So what are you going to do?
Hey, look, pirates like booty.
That's true.
Maximus, are you retarded? Thank you. Cole Hauser says BBC, Ryan. Yes, BBC are the ones that control Doctor Who. You are right, Cole Hauser. You are correct. But since you did bring up Superman, we should talk about another Superman story that's coming out today. And it's, of course, about James Gunn's Superman. We're, a few months away from the release of James Gunn's Superman. Certainly a lot riding on this for DC. A lot riding on it for James Gunn, for Warner Brothers, for everybody. This is a company that's severely in debt. They desperately need a successful DC franchise in order to continue to move on. And we're finding out, at least what they're reporting, is the budget for James Gunn's Superman. The Superman budget was $225 million. The same as Man of Steel. Now, that's a little bit less than some people would expect. Still quite a lot of money to spend on a movie. And, it comes from the rap, and this is what they got from the studio. The studio is telling them this. Can Warner's DC Studios rise from the ashes with Superman? James Gunn's reboot not only aims to restart the entire DC universe, but is one of Warner Brothers' most crucial releases of the year. Now, keep in mind, $225 million does not include marketing. With all the marketing they have and been doing for this movie, $100 million would be like the standard. I wouldn't be surprised if it's up in that kind of Barbie level, which they're set to kick off their Barbie level marketing, according to them, of $150 million. So that's obviously a lot of money. Here they say that $700 million at the global box office, that would be the threshold to be considered successful. However, seeing this news break and this, $225 million, it reminded me of a story that came out about a year ago or so, which was about the reported budget of Superman. And this was not just a random, a rumor. No, these are official tax documents that Warner Brothers filed to get tax breaks during the filming of Superman. And those filings said that the estimated budget for Superman was $363 million. Now, James Gunn quickly went out there and said, oh, no, that must have been fake, or, somebody accidentally filled out the wrong thing. These are tax documents. If you're lying on them, it's not a very good thing for the company. James Gunn dismisses claims of $363 million Superman budget amid fan speculation. And this is the application that was filed to Ohio Motion Picture Tax Application. As you can see, it has all the information about it, the name that it was being titled under at the time. You have all this stuff here, right? How much money are you planning to spend in Ohio specifically? How much money are you planning to spend overall on the project? When are you filming? Number of Ohio production days, all of this stuff, right? So total production budget, according to what Warner Brothers filed about the Superman movie last year, $363 million. $363 million.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And
I was
we've certainly seen these studios lie. We see Disney lie about it constantly about their budgets. We saw Warner Brothers lie about the Flash initial production budget as well until some of those things came out. 225 is a lot of money, but it doesn't really line up with what you said about this project.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not like they're getting $150 million in tax credits.
Right.
In Ohio, their estimated tax voucher was about $11 million based on how much they filmed there versus how much they're eligible to get back for filming, all of that shit. And look, this was also not reported by some random entertainment scoopers. The reason people found this out was simply Columbus Business First, a business website in Ohio. They were excited because of all the jobs that Superman would bring to them. That's where they got this information from. This isn't some random, they fucking made it up for clicks. That's not what this was. This was the source of it from Columbus Business First.
Wow.
So I tend to be very skeptical of this number, especially now they're saying that's $700 million, the break-even point. I think it's much higher than that. Now, I think for embarrassment level, $700 million is probably their break-even, because they need it to do better than Man of Steel did 12 years ago.
Yeah, that's gonna be it's gonna be the next spin, right? Keep the budget as low as possible so they could cheer it on that it's a massive success if it's not as big as they hoped it to be. But it's man, spending 300. I think the only time I remember like the studios might being a little honest with like a budget was the Dial of Destiny, when they said that's like one of the highest highest budgets for any movie ever made. And that was around right off the top of my head, it was like 330. So, and that
Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, they hit $400 million.
Yeah, right there. They're getting all this money. Like, how are they recouping all this stuff? I just don't understand how they can keep spending these massive amounts of money and not making it back. It's almost like they have to like rely on one, they're relying on one movie to do really well to cover the budget of 5 movies that fail. Like we talked about Lilo and Stitch, that thing is skyrocketing to massive amounts of numbers. And that's, I guess if it's overall Disney, it's just going to cover all their failures from the past.
Well, it's not going to cover all their failures, not even from just this year. But this number, look, if their estimated budget was $363 million, depending on where you film, like Ohio, you get a little bit of money back. Somewhere else, if they filmed in the UK, they didn't. But if they did, they could have got a decent chunk back of that as well, as we see from a lot of these places. There's not enough tax credits based on where they filmed to get it down to 225.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little above 300 million. And that's pretty much what everybody behind the scenes, when they started the filming, when they did all this, everyone pretty much admitted, yeah, it's around $300 million, except James Gunn. He refused to say that. But James Gunn is also a fucking devious liar about basically everything. He talks out of both sides of his mouth constantly. And he's been caught in multiple lies, whether it's about Henry Cavill, whether it's about the studio itself, whether it's about the making of the film, whether it's about the reshoots. He's been caught lying multiple times about this project. I do not believe this number. And it's not just because of a gut feeling. It's because of Warner Brothers officially submitted documents in order to receive tax credits from the state of Ohio, where they said the budget is, and it's not like it was just a guess. Look at this. Total production budget, $363,845,386.
So with a 363 budget, and I guess that's not including marketing and things like that, correct?
Yeah.
So to be profitable, we're looking at $1 billion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we think Superman's going to make $1 billion?
I mean, I don't think so, but
I
I
don't
haven't
think
seen
so
it
either.
yet. So maybe, who knows? Maybe it'll just knock the socks off all of us, Jay.
I just don't see $1 billion movie on that.
Because the marketing budget's going to be $100 million minimum, likely, because of what they've already admitted they want to do and the Barbie-like marketing they want to push for this movie. It's probably going to be similar to Barbie, which is $150 million. So add another $150 million on top of that.
I think it's going to be more. They're in some like major competition in July, so they've got to stand above Jurassic World and Fantastic Four. So I think they'll push it more. It'll probably be higher. Because you're right. You've said this multiple times. Everything is riding on this film for this entire James Gunn, Warner Brother, DC universe. If this one just totally farts in the wind, like what does that mean? Like, are they just going to release Supergirl, which I think is pretty much almost done filming, or if not wrapped up, and then just call it that was an experiment that didn't work. We're going to move on to the next thing. Like, what are they going to do? Or are they just going to like tough it out after bomb after bomb after bomb and just say, well, we did our best?
It depends on where it's at. If this thing makes $700 million, just barely ekes out Man of Steel, like they might look internally and be like, okay, what are our plans right now? What do we need to adjust? What should we maybe cut if this is going to be what our universe is? If it does, I don't think it will do this, but if it does 450 million, then you're looking at, okay, let's change everything type of feel.
Because I think that's what's happening with Marvel. I mean, after Fantastic Four, there's like nothing. There's no Marvel product, nothing for over a year. So Fantastic Four is supposed to leave everybody on a massive cliffhanger and just wanting that next Doomsday. But the only marketing with the Doomsday is Robert Downey Jr. returns. So it's like that's what they're banking on, is that people will want to go back and see Robert Downey Jr. back in Marvel. And why is he playing Doom when he's supposed to be Iron Man? So,
well, and that probably needs $2 billion to break even, to be honest.
Yeah, it's
based on the money they're about to spend on it.
It's just, I don't know.
I don't
need a
know
whole
either.
clean sweep of everybody in there and just say, hey, we close the book and start over.
Linko Kenobi. What's up, guys? I spoke about Disney Plus being dead for $50, Linko. Ryan, did you check out the article about Tony Gilroy discussion about Disney and Cosmic Book News? Jay, just a reminder, I'll be in Orlando next week for Epic Universe starting June 11th. Hail!
Have fun.
I'm actually planning to talk a little bit about that in combination with some stuff I talked about yesterday as well, about Marvel and Daredevil and shit like that, about Disney Plus being a dead streaming service, and combined with some of Tony Gilroy's comments about that. So we will talk about that a little bit later. Linko, thanks. Boba Fett for $199. How long before AI movie wins an Academy Award?
Probably sooner than later.
Yeah.
Maybe
the Academy Award voters would have to watch it to even tell if it was AI or not.
It'll be maybe they'll just open up a new category for that kind of stuff.
Thomas Whitted for $199. Is G&G changing for Rainbow Month? No plans, but maybe Jeremy will do one. Maybe Jeremy update the Twitter banner. Spider Unlimited for $2 says Seaman. Thank you, Spider. The chat for $2. Ryan needs raise. He do math number thing good. Thank you, the chat.
Yeah, I agree. He needs a raise.
I'm not going to fucking argue with anybody. Joel Reese, I don't think the biggest issue is the box office. The Superman movie needs to generate interest for the rest of the stuff, and I don't believe it will.
Correct.
Yeah, like it needs to, I don't really care about the critics. It needs to be well received, and it needs to do well at the box office. There needs to be, it needs to feel energized, and there needs to be interest.
Correct.
We'll see if they can pull it off. Edwin, still waiting for the door giveaway, Ryan. I don't know what the fuck the door giveaway thing is about, Edwin. I ain't giving away a door.
Yeah, that's the second time I've heard that. I'm confused.
Well, I've heard it multiple times. I've heard it multiple times in the past. I don't understand what the reference is from.
That you're gonna give something away, like a door prize?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
The chat for up $2 says, if no raise, door side hustle. I don't have no doors to give away. Not even a door prize. I don't have shit. I don't have any spare doors laying around, and I certainly wouldn't pay for shipping for a door. Be expensive as fuck. Do you got any doors laying around?
I don't think so.
Not even any fake ones back there in your 199 lounge in drunk.
Nah, I'm bringing back the arcade. I was just doing a little cleaning. When I get around to it. Yeah, no fake doors. Not even like an extra closet door in case one breaks.
Yeah, who has extra doors in their house?
Yeah.
I guess I could take one off a closet. My closet doesn't really need a door, I don't think.
Nah, I just leave it open all the time. I just walk through it. I don't remember the last time I shut my closet door.
Edwin says happy Jewish month. I don't think that's this month, but maybe I missed the memo. We do have to talk about some of this Disney Plus stuff, Jay. Let me find where the fuck I put all of it. Here we go. I was already planning to talk about this, and then you shot me over the Tony Gilroy article, which is interesting that he basically... I feel like Tony Gilroy probably talks too much, more than they probably want him to. And he's a little bit too open about some shit, including the fact that Disney basically has no money and they think streaming's dead. So let's get into this. Pop this up. Jay, Tony Gilroy, creator of Andor's, been out there talking a lot, as you know, Andor's in the discussion, people talking about it, whether they love it, whether they hate it, whether it was worth the money. One thing is clear, obviously it was not worth the money that they pumped into it. $650 million, which is insane. But in the process, Tony Gilroy talked a little bit about the money they spent and what Disney feels about streaming at this point in time. And I want to read the quote. I mean, for Disney, this is $650 million for 24 episodes, and I never took a note. We said, fuck the Empire in the first season. They said, can you please not do that? In season 2, they said, streaming is dead. We don't have the money we had before. So we fought hard about money, but they never cleaned anything up. That freedom comes with responsibilities. A lot of people obviously focusing on Tony Gilroy saying that Disney feels that streaming is dead and we don't have the money that we had anymore. Streaming is dead specifically for Disney Plus when it comes to anything original on there. They have lost billions and billions. They've admitted to losing $4 billion on Disney Plus. It's likely more than that. And all the original shows they put out don't seem to move the needle enough to justify the amount of money they're spending on it, which is kind of noted when you look at a big report that came out. Daredevil bombs hard. Nielsen Top 100 exposes Marvel's big flop.
Look at Daredevil. Oh, oh.
Is that what you see when you? Is that what you think when you see him?
Yeah.
Vanessa, you embarrassed me in front of Vanessa. But the reason this is interesting is because there's a big list that just came out. So when it comes to ratings, Nielsen, the 35-day numbers, so basically 35 days across all different platforms after something comes out, what's the viewership at? How many viewers are tuning in to specific shows? This goes for broadcast television, cable television, streaming, everything. Now, they're doing it for the 2024-2025 season, which, if you remember back in the day when we used to all watch broadcast television, you know, things would have seasons when they came out with new episodes. And that was typically from the fall through the spring. That's when this is. Middle of September to the very beginning of April is when this list goes over. So some things won't be in there. Like say Andor came out after this list ended. So that won't be on these lists. But
Okay.
we do have a lot of things. See, the most viewed shows of the year. Take a look at this, Jay. Here's
Bluey is my number one pick. I think Bluey would be it. Oh, no. Oh, for Disney Plus, I think it would be Bluey.
This is talking about total viewers, not necessarily the accumulated watch time of specific things. Total viewers for these shows. Squid Game obviously led the way big time. 27.1 million people tuning in. That's a lot. Adolescence, also on Netflix, 19. Tracker for CBS broadcast, 17.4. Reacher on Prime Video, the fourth most watched show of the year.
Wow.
It's 17.3 million. A lot of people tuning into Reacher. Then you have a variety of other shit. A lot of broadcast stuff. Landman makes the top 7 despite Paramount Plus not having a lot of subscribers. Paramount Plus actually very well represented, 1923 in the top 20. Even Mobland, which only had like 3 episodes out by the time this list accounts for, had 11 million people watching. The problem is, though, we're talking about Disney. And the first time Disney appears is Agatha All Along as the 45th most watched show.
I can't
Still
believe how
above
popular
Daredevil
that
Born
show
Again.
is, man. Yeah, I can't believe how popular that show was.
The thing is, it's really not like
it's not, but yeah,
Disney Plus cracks the top 50.
Yeah.
It's Agatha All Along. But the more stunning thing is where Daredevil Born Again is at.
Yeah.
92nd. It barely cracks the top 100 most watched shows. Daredevil returning after 3 seasons of, a beloved character on Netflix, which was on streaming, all of this shit. And Daredevil Born Again barely cracks into the top 100 shows that came out during that period. That is fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, I think She-Hulk had a lot to do with damaging that. They also damaged the Marvel brand. But also, I honestly don't see that the audience that they were aiming for subscribing to Disney Plus. Still, I still believe a lot of people that would get Disney Plus are getting it just for like their children to watch something like during the day, like to watch the Disney movies, to watch Bluey, to watch like those other things. Like a Daredevil show on there just doesn't seem like it fit. And I would be curious to see if they had dropped even the Star Wars shows like on Hulu instead, if it would be different, if the ratings would be higher. But it's sad that how bad that Daredevil is, because they did say that they were trying to go back to their Netflix roots and stuff, but apparently not. And I'm so glad I didn't even bother, being on the Black Pearl to even watch that show, because from what I knew, they were going to nerf the Punisher. And then they got a Punisher movie coming out on Disney Plus. I just don't think that audience is on that streaming service. That's what I think.
All the original shit they put out absolutely bombs.
Yeah.
Star Wars Skeleton Crew does make an appearance a little bit above Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah.
Neither of these shows charted in the top 10 at any point in time. But it really shows you what a bad state Disney Plus as a streaming service is actually in. Because the people that are subscribed, all the millions and millions of dollars, the hundreds of millions of dollars that they have spent on Marvel and Star Wars shows and stuff like that, it doesn't turn the needle. The only thing people watch, they turn it on for their fucking kids, basically. They turn on Moana.
Right.
Like they turn on Coco. They turn on all this shit. Nothing of the original things that they make specifically for it, none of them turn the needle. And in large part is because none of it's actually fucking good. Paramount Plus is showing, even if you have a small subscriber base, because Paramount Plus significantly fewer subscribers than Disney Plus or Netflix or any of these big ones, yet they consistently generate things that are way in the top, that way overperform their subscriber base because they're putting out good shows.
Yeah. Yeah. I eventually, man, we might see just Disney Plus just going to just keeping their old cartoon archives up on there, They have done everything in their power to get people to subscribe. Remember, they were offering it for like $1.99. If you have Verizon, you got it free for a year. all kinds of stuff that they're. If you get Disney Plus, you get a discount staying at the Disney hotels, at their theme parks, and discounted tickets. They've done everything in their power to try to make that streaming service a thing, and yet everything except putting good original content on there. Maybe if they went that route, maybe it'd be a different story. But don't trust them, man. Can't trust them with these characters or anything. They just wreck them. So it's still weird to see Agatha up so high. That's
I mean, compared to Daredevil, I suppose. Like
compared to Daredevil.
We're talking about Marvel shows. We're talking about Star Wars shows. Massive fucking IPs that are getting crushed.
Yeah.
By things with far lower budgets.
Yeah, they've killed their brand, man. They've killed it. So it's like, what do they expect?
Like, I thought that, like, personally, I thought Daredevil could be a fucking, like, the worst thing that's ever come out.
Right.
And it still would have beaten Agatha. Like, that's the way I felt going into it. Because of the recognition. But it was not good at all. Wild. Cosmic Thunder. Is it gay to wear tie-dye in June?
I don't think
I'm more gay than it is every other fucking day.
I don't think I've ever worn a tie-dye shirt.
Never ever in your life?
I can't remember if
made any projects or anything like that.
Maybe
in school, we sometimes did like tie-dye projects or whatever.
Yeah. Maybe.
But back then it wasn't like gay.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember.
Spider Unlimited. Okay, so sending my super chats are messed up. Disregard. Yeah, you sent semen. So I
appreciate him.
Maybe you put it the wrong super chat there.
I just didn't know the wrong group
chat.
Yeah, I didn't know the context where it was going.
Edwin, Cap in Civil War. Bro ain't get play for 100 years. First thing he does is go after his ex's niece after her funeral. He was respectful and waited till she died. Tell me he can't comfort a grieving hottie? Come on. I like how that's just never been fucking addressed after Captain or Falcon and Winter Soldier about that character specifically being like behind all that shit. Whatever. Tyler W. Art. Tyler Wart. For 5J, I saw you at Fan Expo Saturday when in line to meet Gary. You look just as confused and bewildered as I had imagined.
Sounds about right.
What was confusing?
Well, I was at the table and Gary and Quarter Black were bringing all their stuff. So we kind of like, and there wasn't much space. So I was trying to get out of their way. And I'm just a big Godzilla, just knocking everything over. So, and then there was like, somebody brought everybody like hot coffee. So there was like full to the brim coffee on all the tables. And I was nervous that I was just going to knock everything over, spill on all the FNT hats and everything. So yeah, it probably did look pretty confusing until I found my spot. And then I was like, okay, we're all good.
These things happen.
Happens to me a lot.
Kaylin Blackwell for Canadian 5. When is Vera Dark back on the panel? She's killing it on Elden Ring streams. She is. She's been playing Elden Ring Night Rain. Whenever Jay leaves me is an opportunity to bring Vera in.
Thank you.
So as long as she'll keep coming on, do me a favor and coming on. Spider Unlimited for 5. I was making a Beardo bath soap joke and YouTube glitched out. That ship has sailed.
Oh.
So that's why you randomly said semen. I got it. Is Batman as insane as the villains he stops? That is one of the ways I think you can view the character of Batman. Is that when you look at like all of his fucking villains, all of them have had like something randomly fucked up. They're kind of insane and they get like this weird obsession with something, right? That's so many different Batman villains are built that way. You could argue that the same exact thing happened to Batman, and his obsession just turns out to be something that we find like heroic and right and inspiring. But I think you can go down and look at, because if you like take away a lot of the context surrounding it, you just look at what Batman does and everything that happened after he went through this traumatic life experience. Yeah, dude probably does have some fucking mental issues. But it's cool. Even going to like the no kill rule and shit like that. I don't know. Batman's an interesting character. Ruin for 2. Rings of Power didn't chart, not to mention Wheel of Time. So I did look up the Rings of Power stuff. Rings of Power didn't chart. However, they did, I think the first 5 episodes were already out before they start taking data on this one.
Oh,
because
okay.
this one's September 15th. Rings of Power released on, I think, the 29th. And I think they came out with 3 episodes at first, either 2 or 3 episodes from that first one. And then 2 subsequent weeks of release before this starts tracking. So would it have made it anyway? I'm not sure. But I do just feel like that context is needed when it comes to that. But still, I mean, Mobland only had a handful of episodes. And it's out there.
I totally forgot about Rings of Power. Goes to tell you that power of that show.
The chat for 2, let's wrap it up and play games. Well, I'm not going to play games, but we are about to wrap it up here, Jay. What do you got going on today?
We got the Park Hoppin' live stream at 3 o'clock. And then on the Drunk 3PO channel, it's still there at 6. Got the Monday Hangover where we are going over the movie Enemy Mine. Not a classic film. So it should be a lot of fun.
There you go. Since we don't get Forbidden Frontier yesterday because of Jay, y'all got to make up for it here. What are your thoughts on aliens and UFOs?
Because of me?
I don't know. I don't give a fuck, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm a terrible person to ask. I don't even believe in ghosts.
Well, you're telling me that these fucking aliens have figured out how to fucking like travel either interdimensionally or, you know, light speed travel, like all of this. You're telling me these aliens have this fucking crazy technology, yet people are somehow snapping pictures of them with fucking dog shit Polaroid cameras. You're telling me they fucking come all this way just to suck some loser up into a fucking UFO and stick something up his ass for a little while? I don't know if I buy that shit. I just don't. And I don't fucking care. I think that if they have the power to do these things, they have the power to fucking just snap and wipe us out in a fucking heartbeat. So I don't really care. I don't give a fuck about aliens or UFOs.
I think I do see a lot of aliens when I visit some of the theme parks, but that's about it. The only ghost I care about is the Holy Ghost.
There you go. Tobias for 10. Speaking of Godzilla, have you seen the channel Lost Utopia Films? They have an amazing analog horror series about living in a world inhabited by Godzilla and such, like Shelter 54. There you go.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever heard of it. Batman has been stated as more insane because that's how he catches his villains. I don't know if I'd say more insane, but I think you can look at some of the same, like, arguably unhealthy, like obsessive type behavior of some of Batman's villains, and you can apply some of those same things to Batman himself. It just so happens that the thing that he locked in on and the thing he's obsessed with, we view as a good thing. But that's it. That's it. Fuck aliens. We'll see you tomorrow. And Jay will be on daily tomorrow.
I will be on daily.
Bye, everybody.